Therefore, I concluded myself that there are a very large number of people in this world who are not being they're not being motivated or inspired by consciousness. They are basically biological computers just going through the program. I mean, I've met a few, I have to say. And so in the Matrix movie, you had the woman in the red dress, whereby they created a computer program, for those who have not seen the movie, and these two guys are in the computer program, which looks extremely real, and this woman in the red dress walks past, which takes the guy's fancy, and he later realizes that what had passed him as a beautiful woman was actually just a computer program. But he perceived her as human, and like everyone else. And I think there's a lot of people in the world who are so detached from their consciousness that basically they are biological computers passing through what is called life, and the computer is doing the thinking, it's doing the reacting. And they, of course, hold up banners saying peace is war and get a brain, morons. You know what I mean? They're the kind of people, because consciousness would intervene there and say, don't talk such nonsense. And so for me, there are kind of three basic types of people in the world. There are people who are basically the biological computer operating the reaction process. There are people who are connected to consciousness, but they are so identified with the human body that the computer basically drives the bus, although consciousness can intervene. And then there are the people who are now waking up, and they're becoming multidimensional people, connecting again to the infinite consciousness that they are. And they are perceiving this world from here, while those caught in the illusion are perceiving this world from here. In short, these people are in this world, but not of it. These people are in this world and of it, because that is their level of perception. So, this is why people who are in the mode on the right-hand side are looked upon as crazy and mad and strange by those who are on the middle and on the left, because, not so much on the middle, but definitely on the left, it's because they are perceiving reality from such a different point of perspective that to them that is crazy, because that's what they are programmed to believe and the way they see the world. And so the reaction to me when I started talking about this stuff was mass ridicule. But because of the wake-up, it's changing, because we don't have to stay controlled by the computer. We can make a decision for consciousness to do that. And, and for me, I call them the red dress programs. For me, a lot of these Illuminati bloodlines, if not all of them, are biological computers following a program. And the program's in the DNA. And they're not really in charge of events. The program is in charge of events. And that voice, the female voice in the ayahuasca state, was talking to me about all this and talking about the nature of reality. And it said to me this, because it did most of it by asking rhetorical questions. And it said, if you programmed a computer to abuse a child or kill someone, would it have an emotional reaction or an empathetic connection to the victim of its behavior? No. It's following a computer program. And in so many symbolic ways, these people are so computer-based rather than consciousness-based that they have lost the ability to empathize with the victims of their behavior. Therefore, what would limit our behavior does not limit theirs. So mass slaughter they do not have a problem with when it would cause us mayhem. So all over the world, in different races, not a racial thing at all, there are these people following the computer program, and they're being manipulated to do so and encouraged to do so by the Illuminati hierarchy who understand how all this works. So what is reality? What we're told to believe it is. Through religions, In the end, they may have different philosophies, but only slightly, if that sometimes. But they are selling a belief system, overwhelmingly, the vast majority of them at least, which is saying, this is the prison you need to live in. That if you step out of it, then you are no longer one of us. If you step out of it, then, oh, the devil's coming. And the religions have been used magnificently to keep people in this tiny prison box of perception that stops us getting out there and becoming infinite beings that we are. Simple philosophy, I think, is just my view. If we can give a name to what we believe, we're in a prison. Because infinity has no name. It's the force with no name. It just is. We just are. Once you start saying, I am a this, I am a that, you're already saying, I am a this, I am a that. I am a everything. And somebody said to me the other day, well, you've got to believe in something. Yeah. You know why you've got to believe in something? Because you can't bring yourself to believe in everything. So you have to substitute that by believing in something. Now, to bring this back to this whole thing we've been talking about today. What's happening is we are being hypnotized from cradle to grave in the same way that that guy does it by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers, parents who've taken on the program and want to pass it on to the next generation, not out of malevolence, out of thinking they're doing the right thing by their children. We're being programmed to see the world in a certain way. And when we take on the belief that is being constantly implanted, we will have the experienced reality to fit the belief. We're being hypnotized. The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is an oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real. And you know, when you're watching television, you go into a brainwave state that is akin to being in a hypnotic trance. And so much is fed through that system subliminally as well as actually to get us to see the world in a certain way. They want to manipulate what is in our heads so that we see the world they want us to perceive. Anyone who's read the book Tales from the Time Loop will know this already, and indeed the last book too. But for people who haven't read the book, that is a picture of 4 plants. Except that, in the middle of it is a massive and, when you realize it's there, clear subliminal. And for those who haven't seen it yet, and 95% of people don't, look between the plants and you'll see the word S-E-X, sex. Now, when I show you that picture, for those that didn't see it, when I show you that picture again in a few minutes, not only will you be able to see the subliminal word sex, it will be the only thing you can see. Why? Because that which has been subliminal comes to the conscious mind, where the conscious mind can see it and perceive it. This is why this information we've been talking about today is so important. Subliminal manipulation, and it brings it to the conscious level, and now people who are aware of it, they read the world like a book compared with what they did before. I can see where they're going with this. I can see what you're doing there. You want that outcome. You start to get control of your reality back. But they're trying to program us subliminally all the time. There's a subliminal in this. This is advertising does it all the time. Because the subconscious sees something, is attracted to it, whereas the conscious level doesn't do it, but is still attracted to look at the picture because it's not aware that the subconscious is the one that's actually having the attraction, because the subconscious is like a sponge. It can see it all. The conscious level is just a fractional little frequency range, can only see a tiny, tiny bit of reality. Now, the subliminal here is a dick. Here in this picture. And what it's designed to do is to attract you subliminally, not for that, because you don't realize that what you're looking at, but it is to make you look at the picture. It's doing it all the time. This is an advert for McDonald's